Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Keith here, Jesse on the camera, and tonight on the bench we've got an old friend we haven't seen in about 20 years, the Losi MICRO-B. Okay guys, so let's check out the new Losi 124 scale MICRO-B two-wheel drive buggy. Comes in RTR trim in two trims, silver or white. The silver comes with a debatable blue and pink or purple and blue paint job. I'm leaning towards more of a pink and purple, and the silver looks pretty cool. And this is the white, red, yellow trim, a little bit of gray on there, and the cool yellow wheels. They're kind of a greenish color, but they look pretty dope. These things are ready to run out of the box. Everything you need included. Let's open and check that out. Nice packaging. The buggy is nice and secure. I like how everything's packed. Nobody really cares about that, but I do. Okay guys, there we go. The new Losi MICRO-B 124th two-wheel drive RTR buggy. Nice little oil-filled shocks. Got a really nice feel to it. It's got the little ProLine blockade tires on the rear and some ribs on the front. I don't know if they gave him a name. No, just a ProLine rib on the front. Decent gluing job on the tire. Body looks good. Stickers are all placed straight and nothing is lifted. The sides aren't the nicest job of laying them down, but if we catch that with a bit of heat with your knife, you can fix that wrinkle and fix it up really quickly. Let's check that out. Aluminum chassis on the bottom. Now that is cool to see. Now 20 years ago, like I said in the beginning of the video, we had the Micros from Losi. They were the MICRO-T, Micro-Truggy, Micro-Truck or whatever, two-wheel drive stadium truck, pardon me, not Truggy, but a two-wheel drive stadium truck. This is mine from 20 years ago. It ended up with a Raminator body on it and wheels, but underneath, through and through, it is still just the MICRO-T truck. This guy is fully upgraded, aluminum, everything, carbon fiber, Acceleron 10,000 kV brushless, but it's still running in FM or AM or whatever we used to call these radios. I don't know, I haven't touched one of those in 20 years, but even still has the original old NiCad battery tucked in there on the old monster truck battery cover, so pretty cool. Definitely very hard to work on, very hard to drive. Reliability just wasn't there. They were just kind of cool and fun to build, right? So 20 years later, they bring it back in a much better size. You can do a lot more with this buggy. It's going to be a lot more fun outside, easier to drive, easier to work on, easier to upgrade. You're going to be able to fit a lot of different parts in it. Those trucks were very specific for the steering servo, which limited, well, 20 years ago on what you could run for electronics and such, right? Comes with this little battery door here. You flip this little arm out, and this guy lifts up like so. Watch your battery wires not in the guillotine there. And it comes with a little 350 mAh. Hello. Alright, just get it out the door. Hurry up. There we go. Full house in there. Full house. Little 2S 7.4 Smart Pack. Actually, not the Smart Pack, just the Spectrum lipos that are in the black and orange trim, like the Smart Packs. I've got this confused before. This is just a Spectrum battery in black and orange, not a Smart Pack. Very cool. 30C on it. That's going to be more than enough. That is already double the power this guy ever got in his lifetime. So that's great for that. Okay guys, under the hood we have a 65 turn brushed motor. That's the same size motor that goes in your axial SCX24. And I believe that is the Spectrum AS1. I believe the code is on that servo, which again is your same steering servo out of your axial SCX24. It's got the SCX24 big bore shocks on it. They ride really nice on it. Feels really good. Again, that aluminum chassis underneath with the plastic side stiffeners and mounts on it gives it a really nice trim. Okay guys, now let's check out the contents that goes with the car. In the bag, of course, you've got the radio, the Spectrum SLT2 radio. Very common radio. We see this in a lot of units. It's got a good feel. It gets the job done. We have no complaints with them. They work fine. Of course, you get your new manuals. Now, manuals this day and age have about, let's see, what is that, page... Well, this much of it is somewhat useful. The rest is all safety information, every other language out there. Any information you need, just look it up. It's a little bit simpler. They just need to incorporate that for their safety. This is a connector guide. Very cool, useful piece of information across the top of these guys. This is their safety paper on how to charge the LiPo. But if you don't know battery connectors, cut this piece off, and it's got all of the battery connectors for all the different batteries you need that are out there. Now, little birdie told me there's going to be some standardization coming to the industry. It's a paper sticker. Foo. Garbage. Some standardization coming to the industry where apparently all our toys are going to have to use the same connector. So let's see how that goes, because how are you going to fit an XT90 under here? How's that going to work? Like, I don't know. Of course, you get 4 AAA, we'll call them AAAs, but you know they're AA batteries to go with the remote, and you get a toolkit, a 1.5, a 1.5, what are you? Yeah, maybe it's an 050, 0500, and you get a T-wrench. If we could retire off these things, we would do very good. We have probably 1,000 of them. I think it's time. Whoa, 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 hang on. Also, we're not putting these in the blister packs anymore like those other ones. You also get USB-C charger with a USB A? B? What is that one? Well, if that one's C, that one's got to be B, A, F. It goes from the square one to the rounded one. I don't know. Call it what you will. You get the micro charger for the battery. That plugs directly into the balance lead of the battery and takes 17 hours to charge. So we're going to just put that on the side, hooked it up to our Spectrum smart charger, and charge it as a regular battery, as it's not a smart battery. We're going to get this guy lit up. We'll see you guys back in a few seconds. Over there. Ah, tricked you. Okay, guys, before we hit the deck with this guy, RTR trim, we are going to do a quick little upgrade. Because we are in Canada, people started getting these a week earlier, and a couple guys were going through and putting the Big Bore Proline shocks from the SCX24 scaler on them. These are the standard length. These are not the new 50mm length ones, which would be 2 inches. That's far too big for the buggy. The stock ones fit. You are going to have to change the bottom of the shock from the stock one and the spring on it, but then you get the adjustability of having a threaded shock body for ultimate tuning. So much cooler, much better than the stock shock. The stock shocks are adjustable with that little snap-in clip thing that we despise and never use. So anyhow, I will show you really quickly how to do that. You're going to need a Proline Big Bore aluminum shock, a nice little small pair of pliers. We use these Crescent brand. I don't know if they have a model number on them, but they work great. Little tiny micro pliers. They're not flush cuts like the ones you see us having. Don't use a flush cut. You will cut that little ball right off. Okay, guys, take your shock off. Take your small little plier. These are super delicate. There is like a 1mm shaft on that thread, so it's kind of hard to show. But what I'm going to do is get behind the shock and get on the ball. Try to roll it forward and pop it off. Like that. Push the ball back through it, basically. Not impossible. Best way to do it, get it, roll it through. Don't try to twist it off. You'll break it. Okay, and then for the bottom, flip that over. And the included 50,000, screwdriver or Allen bit, whatever you guys want to call it. Make sure you seat it all the way into the bottom and pull those bottom screws out. We're going to do one just to show you guys how it's done. You can get it figured out from there pretty quick. So, okay, same thing. Pull this guy back. Now the bottom shock retainer on this shock is not removable, so you're going to have to grab it as close as you can to the bottom, and then just unscrew this by grabbing the outside edge. If you grab that ball or put something in that ball, you can actually twist it off. You only need fingers to get that off. Okay, set that aside. We're going to need that. Now watch when you let go, the spring doesn't enter the atmosphere. There we go. Parts we're going to reuse. Take your ProLine shock, rinse and repeat. You're going to need to change that stock spring. The one that comes on the scalar shocks is far too soft for a race buggy. Put that guy off to the side. You're not using it on that shock. That guy off to that side. When you have this open, make sure your bottom cap is tight and that your threaded ring is able to move. Just put that down just a little bit. Normally I would bleed these when I have them apart or with the spring off, but you can't really take the spring off of these ones without taking it all apart, so it's going to bleed them with the spring in them. It's not much of a difference. Now thread that guy all the way back on until it stops. That's it. You don't need to crank it down. Once it gets down there, it's good enough. There you go. Now that will fit into the bottom. The top, it has a different offset. The screws that come in the package gives you 4 long, 4 short. You can use the long screw and go in backwards like that. So this would be onto the shock arm, or the shock tower, sorry, and this would be the front. Now if it's bothering you, the length of the front, you could pop this piece out, go out, take and shave that piece of aluminum down and run a shorter screw. We really don't care. It works fine. Ultimately, you can also remove this piece and put in a regular pivot ball and put washers on both sides, but this unit is already there. It works. It's simple. Pop that in. You're good to go. Okay, we're going to quickly finish swapping these out. Oh, also, the oil. There's no oil that comes in these ProLine scalers. They recommend a 22.5. It's a little bit of a bigger bore. We have a 25 weight oil that we're going to go with. It's a mystery 25 weight pack oil. Anyhow, it works good. We've already done one on the backboard of the buggy. We're going to get this done, and 2 seconds, see you on the floor. It's pretty quick, eh? On the field. Good. Pretty good, but now it's all like come apart in the loop. I guess the jump could be a little bit longer, but it'll work. Just long rubber pops it nicely. Okay. Oh yeah. There you go. feels big enough to gather that.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
Okay guys, there you have it, the Losi MICRO-B, awesome addition to the fleet. As you can see, it drives very good. It's quick out of the hole, the handling is good, the servo is quick enough to keep up to it, the tires are great traction on this. The little micro Pro-Line blockades are hooking up great on the concrete. They're not wearing terribly fast, but they're gonna wear out driving the concrete, that's a given. Especially a good time when you can make a jump out of the box that the car came in, and we'll see you on the next one.